What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Celio's Network. So today I'm doing what's going to be a rather short video on my initial thoughts on Forbidden Light, the new Sun and Moon set that we're getting in early May. So I'm going to be talking about how I think these cards are going to fit into the standard format. So it will be Breakthrough through Forbidden Light. I'm not going to touch on Expanded at all for now. So this video is just going to be standard format focused. And I'm going to talk about three new sets of cards and probably three new archetypes, or archetypes that are getting better. So like I said, not too in depth. It's not a full set review, just my favorites and what I think, the cards that I think that are going to impact standard format the most. Before I get into this video, just want to shout out flipsidegaming.com. I am working with them now. I'm going to be writing some articles for them monthly, so definitely be on the lookout for that starting in May. And you can use my coupon code CELIO, all caps, for 10% off of an order $10 or more at their store online, flipsidegaming.com, and they have free shipping for all singles to the US. So yeah, definitely go check them out, and my coupon code and their link is in the description below. So let's get into this. So firstly, we're going to be looking at the new Frogadier and the new Greninja GX. So Frogadier is a stage 1 Pokemon that evolves from Froakie. Ability Quick Shuriken. When you play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. So this line is super reminiscent of the old Golbat and Crobat. And its attack Water Drip is nothing to pay attention to, really. Greninja GX, 230 HP, Stage 2 GX Pokemon. When you play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may put 3 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. So, if you can put down a few Frogadiers and then a few Greninja GXs the next turn, you can really rack up a lot of damage with this. Anyone that played with Crobat and Golbat back in the day knows just how fast you can get some damage down with these Pokemon. Greninja GX also has Haze Slash for a water and 2 colorless, 110 damage. You may shuffle this Pokemon and all cards attached to it into your deck. So maybe get off a Haze Slash, and the next turn you can Haze Slash again, shuffle it, and get all that damage off of it. And then you reuse the Greninja GX and the Frogadier later in the game. Its GX attack, Shadow Assassin GX for a water and 2 colorless. This attack does 130 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. Don't apply weakness and resistance. So this will probably be the GX attack you're using in this deck if you're using any Zoroark GX's Trickster GX. I don't imagine we'll be using Dark Energy in a Zoroark Greninja deck, so if you do decide to pair this Greninja GX with Zoroark, like I think many will, Shadow Assassin will probably be your GX attack of choice. So this may work kind of like how Zoroark Decidueye did. So Zoroark Decidueye, you needed to get up to Decidueye to start putting down damage, but it was more consistent. With this, you can get little bursts of damage faster. So Riotous Beating with a full bench does 120. With Choice Band, it does 150. With 2 Frogadiers evolved, it does 190. With a Frogadier and a Greninja evolved that turn, it does 200. So you can see how the evolving the frogs really helps rack up damage if you're using Zoroark as your attacker. Like I said, Haze Slash is also a pretty good attack. And I imagine you can probably run Super Scoop Ups or Devo Spray or Acerola to reuse their abilities, and maybe Aqua Patch to excel the energy a bit to your Greninjas. So I do think Zoroark GX, Greninja GX will be an archetype. I'm not too hyped for it to be like instant tier 1 or anything, but I do think it will be a fun deck nonetheless, and possibly have some merit to it, but we'll just have to see. I have not tested this archetype yet. So next we have the Malamar and Ultra Necrozma cards. I have done some testing with this, and this deck is super powerful. So Malamar, a stage 1, it evolves from Inkay. Its ability is, once during your turn, you may attach a Psychic Energy from your discard pile to one of your benched Pokemon. Excuse me. So This ability is a psychic version of the old Electric from Ray Eels. If anyone watching this used to play, Ray Eels was a really good deck where you would use Electric's ability that's just like Psycho Charge, except for Lightning Energy, and attach them to a Rayquaza that discarded them to do more damage. Well, now we have Ultra Necrozma GX, so keep in mind that ability. Photon Geyser for a Psychic and Metal Energy does 20 damage plus. So the plus is discard all basic Psychic Energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 80 more damage for each energy discarded in this way. So if you have just 2 Psychic Energy on Ultra Necrozma GX, you're doing 200 damage. I'm sorry, 180 damage with Photon Geyser. And if you have 3, then you are doing 260 damage with Photon Geyser. So the damage really racks up fast. And then it's Destructive Light GX. This attack can only be used if there are 6 or less total prize cards remaining in play. Place 6 damage counters on each of your opponent's Pokemon. So that GX attack is really good, but you can only use it when there's 6 or less total prize cards in play. So Malamar and Ultra Necrozma GX make up a deck on their own. I believe that Dawnwing's Necrozma is a very good inclusion, so you can bring it up and retreat it. So bring up the Dawnwing's Necrozma with that Russian ability that it has. Use Psycho Recharge to attach Psychic Energy to a bench Ultra Necrozma, retreat the Dawnwings, and use Photon Geyser. And rinse and repeat that every turn until you win the game. So Ultra Necrozma can one-shot anything. Its damage output is pretty much uncapped. We also have this neat item card that's going to be a huge consistency booster for the deck, Mystery Treasure. Discard a card from your hand in order to play this card. Search your deck for a Psychic or Dragon Pokemon, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Excuse me. So, this is Ultra Ball for Psychic and Dragon Pokemon, where you're discarding 1 extra card. So you can play 4 of this Mystery Treasure and 4 Ultra Ball in the deck, and just search out your Pokemon really quickly. So you get your Inkays down and then evolve them into Malamars. You can search for your Necrozma, your Ultra Necrozma GX, your Dawnwing Necrozma GX, your Tapu Lele's. The only thing you won't search for with Mystery Treasure is Oranguru if you decide to play that for the Instruct ability to have some late game draw. But yeah, Mystery Treasure is really good. So yeah, Ultra Necrozma GX is, I believe it's going to be instant tier 1, if not high tier 2, but it's just a powerhouse. The only downside is there's not room for a draw engine, really a Pokemon based draw engine other than Oranguru's Instruct. And it doesn't have any built-in draw engines like Zoroark decks have. But its sheer power and the consistency it gains from Mystery Treasure, I think it will be able to hold its own against cards that are drawing against decks that are drawing a lot of cards, just because it can one-shot anything. So I think this is going to be really powerful. Definitely a deck to have on your radar. Definitely some cards here that you should be picking up from the new set. One other card that's useful for this is Beast Ring, which I'm going to touch on the next slide right now. So, Buzzwole Lycanroc is getting a lot of support. This deck is getting really good. It was already really good. It gets even more powerful. But the first 2 cards on this slide are also really good for Ultra Necrozma GX Malamar. So we'll look at those first. Beast Energy Prism. So you can only have 1 of this card in your deck, and when it gets discarded, it goes to the Lost Zone. This card provides 1 colorless energy, but while this card is attached to an Ultra Beast, so like Ultra Necrozma GX, Buzzwole GX, etc., it provides every type of energy, but provides only 1 energy at a time. So you have a Rainbow Energy for Ultra Beasts. Cool, that's cool. The attacks of the Ultra Beast this card is attached to do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon before applying weakness and resistance. That's nuts. So with a Beast Energy, your Buzzwole GX can just do an absurd amount of damage for 1 energy, but we'll get into that in a second. But Beast Energy also helps out Ultra Necrozma GX and any other Ultra Beasts that you might be trying to play with. The other card that helps both Buzzwole and Ultra Necrozma is Beast Ring. So this is an item card that you can only play when your opponent has 3 or 4 prize cards remaining, which in just about every game you'll get to that point. If your opponent takes any prizes at all, you'll get to that point usually. So search your deck for up to 2 basic energy, reveal them, and attach them to one of your Ultra Beast Pokemon, then shuffle your deck. This is insane. If Buzzwole wasn't already good, then Beast Ring makes it good. But so like the only reason Buzzwole wouldn't be good anymore is because Ultra Necrozma is coming out and it can just one-shot you every turn. Now Beast Ring you can just play a Beast Ring or even 2 Beast Rings, charge up a Buzzwole, knock Ultra Necrozma GX right back out. So Beast Ring allows Buzzwole to keep up with Ultra Necrozma. It also helps Ultra Necrozma, and it really pushes Buzzwole GX, the archetype, over the edge, in my opinion. I've never played Buzzwole Lycanroc in a tournament. I've done a lot of testing with it and played against it a ton, but I just haven't played it in a tournament because I didn't like it not having draw support, a draw engine, Pokemon-based draw engine, like all the Zoroark decks do. But I think all this new support is really making me a fan of Buzzwole GX. So those are the 2 cards that help both Buzzwole and Ultra Necrozma. These next 2 are just for Buzzwole. So we got a non-GX, non-EX Buzzwole, 130 HP, and it's still an Ultra Beast card. So Beast Energy and Beast Ring can apply to it. Sledgehammer for a fighting energy, 30 plus damage. If your opponent has 4 prize cards remaining, exactly 4 prize cards remaining, this attack does 90 more damage. So it's definitely useful in one scenario, but it's really, really good if you have it ready when your opponent has 4 prizes remaining. So it does 120 for 1 fighting energy. And that one-shots a Zoroark GX, one-shots a Mew EX, which could possibly be what took your opponent's first 2 prizes. And 120 can easily be buffed with a Beast Energy and a Choice Band and a DNC Prism to one-shot any GX pretty much. Any basic GX. So yeah, Buzzwole's really good. It is situational, so you'll probably be playing 1 in your deck, maybe 2, but I think just 1. The second attack isn't really that good, but I guess you could use it with a Choice Band to one-shot at Zoroark GX if you had to. Next is DNC Prism Star, 120 HP, only 1 copy per deck. Prism Star will go to the lost zone instead of discard. Its ability is what we're looking at here. If this Pokemon is on your bench, your fighting Pokemon's attacks do 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. So, like Regirock, it buffs their attacks, but it's not a 2-prize Pokemon, and it buffs it by 20 damage instead of 10. So, let's talk about Jet Punch's ridiculous potential here. So Jet Punch starts out doing 30 to the active for 1 energy. Let's say that energy is a strong energy, it's doing 50. At a Choice Band, it's doing 80. At a Diancie, it's doing 100. Let's make sure I added that up right. So strong is 50, Choice Band is 80, Diancie is 100. Replace that strong with a Beast Energy, that's 110 damage from Jet Punch for 1 energy, and 30 to the bench still. So with a Beast Energy, Choice Band, DNC Prism Star, your Jet Punch is now one-shotting a Zoroark GX for just 1 energy. I think that's really insane. With a DNC Prism, a Regirock, a Strong, a Choice Band, you're one-shotting a Zoroark as well. Like I said, Buzzwole just got a lot better. Beast Ring, in my testing, is absolutely nuts. If you can hit 2 Beast Rings on the same turn and just set up 2 Buzzwole GXs on the bench, or even if you're playing against Zoroark, you can even set up a Buzzwole non-GX, because Swing Around does a guaranteed 1-shot with a Choice Band on it. Just setting up 2 threats on the bench is insane. It's really, really good, guys. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Buzzwole GX going into this next set. in standard and expanded, but like I said, just touching on standard today. So that is all I'm going to talk about for this video. Just wanted to give you guys my thoughts. Just like everybody else, I'm sure, I think Ultra Necrozma GX is the best card to come out of this set, the best new archetype. But guys, don't sleep on B-String. This card is super, super busted. I do expect some Duskmane Necrozma GX decks to come out. Just like basic only Duskmane Necrozma GX decks. So like 3 Duskmane Necrozma, 4 Max Elixir, 2/3 B-String, Solgaleo Prism, maybe a Registeel or 2. I'm expecting something like that, but these are the 3 main things that I think people are going to be brewing up. So wanted to give you guys my insight on them. So I hope you enjoyed this quick video on my thoughts for Forbidden Light cards in standard format. Like I said, go check out flipsidegaming.com, and if you decide to buy something from them, use my coupon code to get 10% off of your order. It also helps me out, and I'll be writing a lot of articles for them in the coming months, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you all have a good day, and I'll see you next time here on Celio's Network.